Yeah, what's good? It's your boy Pappy Natson. I'm here with Heritage of Hip Hop. Yo, go subscribe to them, www.heritageofhiphop. They're also on IG. Yeah, Hair Like Wool, out now, bandcamp.com. Pap and Arthur, Audio Caper, alloutbandcamp.com. Shout out to Kareem for having me. Thank you, Kev, for having me. Peace.
Peace and blessings, and welcome back to Heritage Hip Hop. It's always a pleasure when we can sit down with some of New Jersey's finest, because New Jersey hip hop is what we first represent before anything else. And we got a guest in the house. Please introduce yourself to the people.
Peace, Pappy Natson. Jersey, what up? World, what's up?
Hey man, this is for y'all who don't know, this is an interview years in the making. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna keep it real. I wanted to interview you after I saw you on Time to Grind Radio, because Out the Hole One came out, and I was like, yo, I was telling Seb during the thing, like, yo, I want that music. I want this music. And he kept saying, yo, check out Pappy Natson. And you know, shout out to Big Seb, that's my own mentor.
Shout out to Seb, word up.
So from there, it was like, yo, who's Pappy Natson? Let the people know. Who's Pappy Natson?
Rahway bread. I've been doing this about 30 years, man. Signed a contract with a group, COC, when I was 17. So I've been in this a long time. Just working, man, grinding, representing Jersey. Kind of changed my direction since last time I saw you. You know, I've been more underground. I think I was headed like I had a mainstream, you know, dream, if you will, at that time. But my direction has changed. I realized that you can make a living, you know, doing this, you know, doing my type of craft. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just focused, man. I'm fully focused, bro.
Let's go into the history of your town and how it bred your sound. You represent Rahway.
Yeah, man, a lot of talent in Rahway, bro.
So in the 90s, Rahway and Linden used to have the rap battles. And the Rahway High School, Linden High School thing was really big.
Yeah, man.
Shout out to the 90s in Rahway, Linden, Elizabeth, Plainfield. That was a hot little hip hop area in the 90s.
No doubt.
How did you come up in that era? How did that influence you?
I had my battles, bro. Was definitely part of it. You know, I wasn't there for everything, of course, but yeah, I had my play. I battled a few Rahway cats, you know what I'm saying? Never any Linden cats, but definitely battled, you know, like people I used to have to walk home from school with and stuff like that, you know, in classroom and everything. It's hard to remember back in high school, but yeah, man, I was around. I've been around that long.
It's not even about that. You're from, see, with Rahway, right? See, back in the day, right? We're from the era of Essex County or bust, because everything was north, East Orange, north, Hooterville, right? So then when Signs of Life came out, it showed there was other parts of Jersey as well. Then Milkbone was out. You had that. And Rahway and Linden, right? Rahway and Linden were known as either the stylish spitters or the aggressive spitters. People were either real hard with their bars, or people had a type of style of vernacular when they delivered their bars.
Right.
Which camp were you in when you first started?
Definitely more aggressive, but as time moved on, you know, I became a 5%er, so you know, most of my music had a purpose at some point. You know, like I went that direction. So yeah, you know, from the dread era, had dreads about 10 years. You know, and yeah, man, I just lived that culture. You know,
part of that culture is being very well spoken though. And I think as an MC in the 90s, if you had style, you were a heavy breather. He was like, ooh, you know what I'm talking about. But then if you were aggressive, you was, hey, you had a lot of crowd participation.
Well, for years I've been told I sound like Nas. So if you
Okay.
can fit me into that, you know, I guess that's, you know, I love Lord Finesse. You know, early '90s I was a heavy Lord Finesse fan, and then I think Nas, you know, took over, guided me to where I am here now. So.
Okay, so let's talk on that.
Okay.
Because early influences in hip hop will dictate how you think, how you pronunciate, and then how you spit bars.
Mm-hmm.
Me, I grew up with the heavy Ice Cube influence era. Chuck D and Ice Cube were the ones I heard in my house the most.
Okay.
So that's how my understanding of hip hop grew. My cousin, he came from the LL Big Daddy Kane school.
Right.
So that's how his understanding of hip hop grew.
Right.
You're telling me you a Return of the Funky Man and Illmatic. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now, Lord Finesse was one of the kings in that weird era where there was no defined throne in hip hop, and then Nas was like the beginning of a whole nother takeover.
Right.
How did their two styles help pattern your thought pattern and your delivery when it came to spitting your bars?
Just so intrigued, man. Lord Finesse was heavy, and you know, he was one of the first people to introduce me to the punchlines and stuff like that. So, you know, I love that. Then, you know, Nas was like a breath of fresh air. You know, they were calling him the second coming.
Yeah.
You know, and I believed it. It was something I never heard before. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was so different. I heard the comparisons, the Cool G rap and stuff like that, but to me, he was unique, you know. And I just took to him instantly. So.
We're talking about two different styles, though. One style is I'm
Definitely.
tighter than a virgin in a refrigerator. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And then the other one is I never sleep, because sleep is the cousin of death. Both were thought provoking, but one was more bar punch, and the other one was bar reflection.
Mm-hmm.
What's more important to you? Giving the bar that people reflect and have to sit down on, or giving the one where people, you catch them like a gut punch and they keep listening?
Well, the gut punch now, you know, you ask me that now, I'm going to say the gut punch, but if you had asked me that 10 years ago, 15 years ago, I might have said the punches, because I was probably more heavy into that, you know. So, but I use them both. I feel like they're both necessary. You know, I watch and respect the battle culture, so, you know, they definitely they mingle with everything. You know, they do it all, so, yeah, man, shout out to them.
How do you define Jersey hip hop, especially from that territory of Rahway, Linden type area?
Underrated and sometimes overlooked, but you know, we grinders. You know, like I respect a lot of MCs who I grew up with. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know if that's common or what, but you know what I'm saying? Shout out to people who, you know, I don't even rock with anymore, but you know, I still have respect for their lyricism and stuff like that, man. You know, Cats is dope. You know, Jersey got a lot of dope talent, bro. You know, I never really thought about, you know, a proper word to describe, you know, Jersey in a whole, but we're passionate about our music. You know, we're right up there with Detroit and all these other cities who are heavy in the hip hop, man. We're right there with them.
So define it. I mean, like, you come from the cypher area.
Okay.
You come from the cypher era. I call it cypherology, because most of the ciphers people do nowadays, where they stand in front of a wall and they just rap, that's not a cypher.
Nah, not at all.
You come from the cypher era.
Right.
So when it comes to the cypher in Jersey, and when they say Jersey got some real spitters, I want you to break it down for me. What's the difference between a Rahway spitter and a Linden spitter?
I can't really answer that, because I'm, you know, like, past 5-10 years, I've been focused on me. So, I mean, you know,
Okay.
I really don't know too many MCs from Linden like that. You know?
Okay. The reason why I ask you this is because I did an interview with Doggy Diamond, salute. And Doggy Diamonds told me in New York, they didn't consider Jersey nothing, because they thought Jersey was Essex County, that's it. So they said a lot of people that come out saying, yo this and yo that, they just said Jersey. They everybody who comes from Jersey claims the territory of New Jersey. Right. But you got Redman who said no. So he knew Brick City. Right. And you had Church and them saying East Orange double I. So they knew that. Nobody really shouted out Jersey City till Joe Budden came out. Right. Everybody said Jersey. Right. So I ask you in that context because if somebody from New York or Detroit or Florida, I don't know, Wyoming, who was a rapper, said, I want some of your best, what would you say is the style of New Jersey? Why would you say it when Jersey has different territories and nobody sounds the same?
Right. That's what I'm saying. I don't think there's a particular style.
That's quite interesting. Because when you think of Essex County, a lot of people say right now Double O is the epitome of Essex County because he's the link between the old school, the new, and still so heavily respected that everything comes through him. Right. In the South, you got Big Lou. Camden, people respect his name, they go through him. But then you have little pockets of people like G-Rock and K-Def and Ellis Sensei and Pace One. And you got people who are up there who's been in the industry, right. And you got those who haven't, like Samad Savage, you, Jay Wonder, and so many others. That my question to you is, what makes Pappy Natson represent New Jersey hip hop, and how does he take it on his shoulders to make sure he doesn't drop the bar and continues to raise it when he rhymes?
I pretty much carved my lane with my last 4 or 5 projects, which is, you know, soulful, grimy type pattern. You know, that's what I that's what I push out now. Yeah, all the beats are like sample driven, you know, heavy loop, and you know I get busy. Don't need drums, have drums. You know, my sound is more underground, and I feel that fits my style. You know. I tend to be more lyrical. You know, with thought behind it. I'm not a rappity rapper, so to speak, but you know, where there's a slow flow, I'm a little more clever with my wording. You know what I'm saying? Like I know how to fill it in. Nice, I think. You know what I'm saying? I don't know.
Thank you for watching our presentation. We ask that you subscribe to our YouTube family and hit the notification bell for updates. Please like, comment, and share this video.
Real hip hop. Real hip hop. We here. Real hip hop. For real. Real